Alright, it's Victor with LakelandCarKeys.com. I am using the OBDSTAR P50 Airbag Reset Module. I have here, I don't know exactly what this came out of. I got it from a buddy of mine who has a repair shop. It's a Ford, like 2012-ish Ford that had this airbag module, and the crash data was tripped on it, so I am gonna go ahead and actually, let me go back here and go home so we can start from the beginning. All right, so this is the main screen once you get into the airbag module area. So what I'm going to do right down here, there's an auto detect feature. I'm going to go ahead and auto detect it. It's going to tell me that I need to be on the network. I'm at home, so I'm on my Wi-Fi. I'm good. It's connecting to the server. All right, make sure the ECU is wired well. We are using the P003 breakout box with the little mini sub harness that comes with the unit. So basically we just got our power, our ground, our CAN high and our CAN low. I probably will end up making an adapter harness for this setup so I could use my Go Diag breakout box in the future. But we're going to go ahead and hit yes. And then you can see a little light flashing up the top. Some relays were clicking inside, and it detect the part number for our airbag module. That is correct. I can verify the part number that is on the case. And now it's loading all the data. Now I already walked through this. I was just trying to figure out what the procedure is on this particular model. So I've already been through this. And again, it's just confirming that this is the module that we're working with. I'm going to go ahead and hit yes. All right. So from the main screen inside the module, first thing we can do is we can go ahead and read ECU information. And then it'll give me the part number, the historical VIN number, the current VIN number, and the serial number. So say if we were putting this module into another vehicle, we can modify that VIN number. So it's not, this module is not stuck to one particular car. That info is able to be modified. So we're going to just go ahead and hit OK. It backs us out of this. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to read the DTCs. And basically this is, all the different error codes that might be stored in the system. Because I'm not actually connected to the vehicle, I'm reading on the bench. I suspect a lot of these are false DTCs because they can't detect all these different, obviously battery voltage. Well, we know we're hooked up to battery voltage because we're reading. There's just certain things I think the module, had we been on car doing this by OBD, a lot of these DTCs would not be current. So, I can click OK, select erase DTCs, and it says OK, it erased them. I go back and read again, and they're still there. Like I said, when we go, it's looking for all these different things on the car which aren't there, so of course they're gonna trip. So let's go ahead out of that. So what we want to do is, first we want to get the bin file that is stored on the unit. So what we got to do is we got to go into advanced functions and read the EEPROM. All right, and then hit start down here. And I want to say once it started reading the EEPROM, it took about 30 seconds to load. I'm not going to cut out. I'm just going to let it go ahead and do what it does. But once it's done reading, it's going to ask you to save the file. I've walked through this process twice, so I already have the file saved in here twice. I'm probably not going to save this one. I just want to show you what it actually does. And then that last 2%, I don't know why it takes about 10 seconds. But this is what it did. It gave us a file name with the unit model number and the date. Well, I think that's, yeah, 12/7, which technically would have been tomorrow. My time is not set correct. And the time at 7:25, where right now it's 6:25 my time. So I gotta go in and fix my time. But if I was saving this file, I would just hit OK. I'm gonna hit cancel because I already have it in there twice. All right, and then we can go ahead back out of this. Now, had we were gonna go and put this unit in a different car, we can go into that write VIN feature. I'm not gonna change the VIN number because, you know, this is eventually gonna go back into the same car. So what we're gonna do is go back, and we want to erase crash data. All right, and that's this, has the EEPROM already been read? So it's going to look for that file that we just saved, and go ahead and hit OK. It's going to tell me to choose the file. Hit OK again. All right, so these are a couple that I did earlier. So this very top one, that's 002. This is the original bin file that I read. And then the one under it, 003, is what it gave me after I went through the clear crash data. And then 004 is what I did the second time. I went ahead and read it. So this 004 and the 002, both of these should still have all the crash information on it. So I'm going to just go ahead and open this 004. Select OK. Select OK. And it's going to go through and erase the crash data from this file. And then a box is going to pop up for us to save our new file. And it's automatically going to add, well, it said it failed because there's no crash data in the record because I already cleared it out. All right, but had it been a fresh, brand new read file that we had that had the original crash data in it, it would have popped up another box, saved the same file name, and just add cleared at the end. All right, so let me go back and see if it'll let me do that first file. Let's see. All right. So this is the original file I read the first time I hooked up from the car. And it's going in and trying to erase all the crash information that's in that bin file. All right, so there it tells you erase crash in file success. And then it tells you down here what it actually saved the new file as. So we're going to just go ahead and hit OK. All right. And then it automatically goes back into writing the EEPROM back to the unit. All right, and it says operation success. So in theory now we should be able to, it's going to tell us to power off the unit. I usually just flip off the switch and unplug it. let it sit, let there's a little capacitor here that might hold some charge. Let that go ahead and die down and then power back on. So in theory, we should be able to throw this unit back in the car and all the crash data should be cleared and the SRS light should be out. Unfortunately, I don't have the vehicle with me, and I got to return this unit to a friend so he can go and test it, and I'll report back how that worked out. But, you know, it's a little different doing this on the car. You know, one car you should be able to just plug in into the OBD2 port, and then it also depends on what type of memory is on this board. You know, some of these units have EEPROM memory, some of them have flash memory. You know, so some of these things where you go in and depending on the year, make, and model of the vehicle, you can just connect to the vehicle, hit erase crash data, it erases everything and you're done. There's no reading, saving, editing, and then writing it back. So this is a little bit older of a unit, so we have to modify the bin file. I am going to look into what it takes to, if I save the bin file on this unit, how to get it over to my laptop. So it looks like we got USB ports here, so I can probably just connect to my laptop. This is Android based, so my laptop will probably detect it as some type of USB drive, and I should be able to copy that bin file just in case I had to use a PC-based SRS reset program. I have that bin file that I can modify on the computer, put it back to the unit, and then write it to this, because I was originally looking for you know, the SOIC 8 chip, kind of like these two, which I don't think are the actual chips on this one, to see if I can just use a clip and read and write the crash data with the laptop. I wasn't able to figure out which chip it was, but it is able to do it in bench mode and on OBD. All right, so we're gonna go back here. One thing I did skip over, if you're in the menu and you don't know how to hook up your leads, it does give you a pinout. It tells you that there's multiple different options, so just verify the connector, what you have. So this first image is not what we have for connectors, so we didn't use it. Image 2, this is what we have for our connectors, and as you can see, it's just 4 wires, your 12-volt positive, your ground, your CAN high, your CAN low, and then there's also a third option. Again, that's not the connectors we have, but if this is the setup that you have, then this would be your connections. All right, so if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll try to get back to you. And as I get more airbag units and find a couple of cars I can test these on, I'll have a better idea of, you know, simplifying the process. This whole thing on the car should have took, you know, under 5 minutes to clear this crash data. So I'm very excited to see how this OBDSTAR P50 SRS reset module unit goes for me. All right, thanks for watching. LakelandCarKeys.com.